I be on my mission. Catch me, candid for these lenses. Catch me, one day whipping in these benches. Catch me, catch me, catch me. Catch me, like we playing on. Roll one, and you gon' sing along. Ay, sip some, and you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, catch me, catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now.
Nice to meet you guys. I just want to say thank you guys for coming up down here. I know you guys came from far, right? It's a pleasure to have you guys here. So today we're gonna talk about music. Everything will be music, right? First of all, I want to know, who are you guys? Can we start with you?
Me. Yeah, it's simple, you know. I'm just a nigga from the hoods. My name is Quiade. Music always been a passion. I won't lie to you. Like sometimes I used to go through tough shit, you know. And maybe listening. I don't know if you guys like listen to Aries, but that's like one of my favorite inspirations. Every day when I'm going through shit, you know, I gotta listen to music. So when I got the idea that I could also make music, you know, get some music for other people to listen to, I felt like, no, fuck it. I fell in love ever since.
The truth of the Cape, and I would say my biggest inspiration is actually J. Cole, more because of like just the simplicity that comes with what he does and how he like speaks to the people as like a nation, as like the whole world actually, and that's why like I also chose Truth of the Cape, and Truth is the brand because we want people to embrace the truth, like where they're from, where they're actually from, to be honest, and like what they really represent.
Okay.
Like we represent the code, 745, and that's what we do previously.
Nah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking of that though, I want to know, where did the inspiration of music come to you? Starting with you, Yummy. Like, where did the inspiration of music? How did it start?
To be honest, like I've always been listening to music, like especially rap. I enjoyed rap since I was like small. But the thing was, maybe when COVID hit, and I realized like at that point like life could just like end anytime, and then you're not doing something to reach your full potential. And I've always been good at writing, and I've always loved music, so it was like a win-win situation basically.
Okay. Alright. Really, how's the writing process for you? Like, how do you write, and how long does it take you for you to actually release a song?
Honestly, I won't lie to you. Like, it depends. Sometimes if I'm in the studio, they play me a beat, then I'll like write in an instant, like so maybe max 20 minutes. But it depends. If someone send me a beat, like I get producer, they be like, yo, I want you to hop on this beat, you know. And I also make sure, like, since I'm a musician, a lot of people be like, yo, you sound like that, yo, you sound like. So I literally make sure I take time in my music, you know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be someone who's listening out there, and it's just about that person, like, being happy at least of what my story has to say, and they can relate to it, you know. That's all that, like.
Oh, okay. And are you guys a friend? Are you guys like working together or just friends?
Yeah, like I won't lie to you, this is my legal idea. Like speaking of music, like we literally sit down, like before we even knew like we're making music together, we knew each other. But until the point I knew that he makes music, he freestyled me for the first time, shit never been the same ever since. So, okay. Find a way, save up, get our own studio. We start recording now, we're moving solo. So I mean,
that's awesome. And speaking of like you get music and you get friendship, right?
Yeah.
I know when you make a music, there's always this thing like, this is not good, but you have to tell the person, like you have to be honest with them, right? How does that work with you guys? Do you like tell him and then you be like, nah? Do you guys fight for that, or how does that go?
Here's the thing now. I would make an example. Like, I don't think it's appropriate to speak about this example, so I'm just gonna speak.
No, you can speak about it. I mean, is it just that bad?
No, it's bad. It's bad. I would prefer not to speak. Let's do this.
Okay.
I'll make the example. If we argue about anything, our one rule is, if we're arguing, one of us has to stop, even in the heat of an argument, and ask the other one, is what we're arguing about really worth it? Like to risk this, like the magic that we make together as like friends, as musicians, as artists, regardless. But like, I can tell you though, the reason for that is because like, in our friendship, like before we were musicians, before we were moving together, everything, we even had an argument that was heated, like almost like throwing fists at each other and things. But you see, the thing is, what we learned like as artists is that the thing is, regardless of what is happening with us personally, business as usual. Even like coming here, if we had to argue before, you would have still seen us come here together, do our thing, because we know what we're doing. We have a plan. You see.
Okay, I see. So you guys have a plan. So like the plans keeps you guys together.
Yeah.
Speaking of the plan, wow, what is the plan?
Plan. Okay, look. I'm not gonna specify the plan. Like you see, actions speak louder than words. But all I can say is like we're working. Like we also like have a 9 to 5. Respect to all the people who do it. That's not my life, but my homies here, we're both doing that. But whenever we off from work, it's either we're making music or we're finding ways how to perform or anything music related wise. Like you know what I mean? Because like we also have like our own camera on the side, we're shooting scenes and shit. We're just trying to move different, like, because at the same time we gotta know like we in CPT, bro. It's not different like niggas who in USA or in like international. They just do stuff and maybe blow on TikTok. For us, we really gotta put that work. Like I think it's like extra hard for us because like Nasty seeing them already set the tone. They already artists who came with their own sound. So if we do that, niggas gonna be like so we really need to find a way like to come different. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? And I feel like I'm not trying to like brag or boast, but I'm just talking music wise because like all we've been doing is just music. We even here just for music. We're not here to flick start anything. We still friendly, we talk to anyone. Even I know if we get that shit, it's still gonna be the same thing because everything is just like as you said, it's business, just music. I feel like there's enough money for all of us here to get. You feel me? So if you're getting money to whatever you love doing, she get money, you like, I mean, same thing, like, isn't that better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the whole go out of the shit, you feel me? Doing what you love and still being happy while you're doing it, you feel me?
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. I like what you say. There's like, I think it's very inspiring, and I think if that's I didn't listen to your music yet, but if your music's all about that, then I really feel like you guys have a long way to go, right? And I think that's cool. Speaking of, there's a music video that I watched of you, right? And this Colored Can, right? And I really liked the video. I think it was very funny and very just nice, and I actually like the girl as well. But I want to speak about the acting. I saw you acting. I think the acting was very good, and I want to know: are you like also into acting, or are you a model, or like what else that you do?
No, you see, the thing is, I actually like anything that's creative. That's what I'm drawn to. Like just the art forms that it's magical, man. Like to be able to do something that like you thought it in your mind, and like just to execute that in real life. That's magic. So like, I don't do acting yet, I would say, but I do modeling, yes, and music. So like that's my niche.
Okay.
So that's where that came. But like everything, the directing of the music video, the location, even the girl, like I'll be honest, like it's a personal contact that I just had to message. But yeah, man, like.
And who directed the video? Like, did you do it yourself or
the video was directed by myself, and also, I don't know if you know Mr. Mancolin. He's actually like a very good singer, and he's been like all over the world. So he's very good with like everything in music. So I learned a lot of things from him also, if I must be honest. And like I just picked up, man. That's what we're here to do. We're here to learn from each other and take things to another level.
That's awesome, man. I liked it. I watched the video like 2 times over and over. I was like, this is crazy. And I actually like the story though. Like we get a number and she gave it to you. And I was like,
some creative shit, no cap. Even me, like the first time when I met him, like, and I just found out he's starting to rap and shit, and then that's the first music video I saw, and I was like, nah, like at the end of the day, like even though you see like the quality wasn't like 100% there and everything, but just to see the potential and the ambitions just to still do that, you see what I mean? And do the work, see what I mean? See, so like that just shows like we're really in it for the music.
That was awesome, man. That was awesome. And I listened to your song, Lose You. Right, and I listened to it. I think that's a very powerful song though. Like the stuff that you guys speak on that song, it just blew my mind. Right, like you guys speak about family, you guys speak about friends, and I think that's very interesting because it's a storytelling, you know, and that was like a powerful way of telling the story. And I want to know what was the inspiration behind the song, like. What was in your mind when you guys decided to do such a masterpiece on your side?
Okay, here's what happened. Like, if I must be honest, like I told you before, we were friends. We were just moving together like as friends, going out, going to parties, doing like normal things teenagers would do. I don't know if it was the 29th or when was the last day of last year. It was the 31st of December, I think, or the 30th, whatever. December, but like basically New Year's Eve, we decided we're going to the club, whatever we're gonna do, whatever. The next day we spoke to each other like with the start of the year now and everything, and we were like, what were we doing last year, man? Like this what we were doing wasn't getting us closer to where we wanted to be. So is that really for us? And then that's how like it came about. We decided with that song, that very first song that we wrote, it took us very long also to choose the beat. So the thing was just write everything. Like the title is Lose You, so it's basically about like letting go of everything of the previous year, and now you're focusing everything that we faced, everything we've been through, like even our whole lives, like we put it in that song to let go of all of that basically.
That was awesome. I would say congratulations on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey, what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, my opinion, it's the same thing you said, 100%. And also at the same time, it's also like just letting us know like we shouldn't lose us. Like we know who we are. Like sometimes, you know, action speaks louder than words. So like we won't be able to even sometimes say 100% things for people to understand. Like, cause I'm not sure about him, but I know I got some family niggas also that like they don't see the music like 100% the way I see it.
Yeah.
But like that Losing You is just like a motivation. Like every time when I listen to it, like it lets me know it's like no matter what, I shouldn't lose myself. Like 'cause I'm also like working, studying, but at the same time in my head I know what I'm working for. You feel me? I'm not just working for anything. So I hopefully that shit, once it pays off, and then you know whenever I go back to that Losing You track, like I said, it's still gonna be that motivation. Like when anything I'm going through, I just listen to that and I remind myself I should never lose myself. Like I'll always be me. You know what I mean?
That's powerful.
100%.
That's powerful. Yeah, before we run out of time, there's one more question I want to know. I know it's very hard to sit down and just to write a song. It's very hard because if you look at today, there's a lot of distraction, right? You get TikTok, you get Instagram, all these social media, so it's very hard to write a song. I know it because I tried once and I couldn't. And you guys say, you say that you got schools and all that, but how do you manage to actually sit down and be like, I'm gonna write this? Because when I listen to Lose Yourself, I can tell that it took you guys a lot of time to write that thing, you know, like a lot of thinking and effort. So how did you guys manage to get out of that distraction and to just focus on the song?
Again, I'll be honest, like the actual thing, like every single week since this year has started, we have, I don't know how many weeks they've been so far, but I can say that we have about 12 songs that we made, like wrote, did everything. So I think it takes a lot of discipline. Like we have to, like, even though we're a partnership, we're basically a business, a brand. So when he's like 50, if he's today is not motivated or whatever, it's my responsibility because of the partnership. I must be hyped up, whether I'm tired, whether I'm annoyed from the day at work, whether someone made me angry before that. It's like we have to like be disciplined. We have to help each other. So it takes a lot of discipline to be able to do what we're doing at the momentum that we're going. But for us, the challenge is more just keeping it up, because like you know, he goes to school, he has work, I have work. There's a lot, even nights when we can't record, but we make sure that like we still reach above what we aim to reach every single day, even if it's just personally with ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like since like I'm also in college still and I'm still working, I feel like I'm still taking time to find myself. So like every song I make, I don't feel like I'll just stick to any genre. For me, I'm like an artist, you see. So like any type of genre, like, but first of all, it's a rap, because that's how I knew, that's how I fell in love with music at the start. But also like, see, a shout out to Drake, like I respect him more when he's rapping, but like any beat you give to him, like he's gonna show you he's an artist, he's doing his job on that, you know what I mean? So like I wanna be that type of artist, like who could be remembered for so many things, not just like, okay, even he is a rapper, a hard rapper, but also artists like, you know, would always come different. Even if my music videos don't even have to be like the best, but it's just unique in its own way. Like if you want to find it, you know, you just have to type my name. That's the only way you're gonna get that feeling, you know what I mean? Shit like it.
Alright guys, that was about it. Thank you guys very much for being here. I just want to say all the best and just keep up making music. Just keep up making music, right? Make good music. I feel like if you make good music, people gonna listen to it, people gonna share your music. So just do that, and yeah, guys. So they're gonna perform one of their latest songs, this Lose Yourself. I'll see you guys there. I'm out.
Hey, you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now. Turning all these tables now. Burning all these bridges down. Catch me, damn. Catch me.